Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a celebrity psychic reading on Queen Naija. A lot of people have asked for me to do this, and I'm very excited to do this. I don't know anything about her other than she was on YouTube, and she shared her life with one of her exes, and they had, their own channel, and, she did a lot of that, and then, they broke up or divorced, whatever, and separated, and they got, she got into a new relationship with this guy called Clarence. And of course, she has a music career as well. So those are the basic things that I know about her. I'm going to get into what I see for 2019 going forward for her, and I'm going to be very honest as I am on every single video. And nothing in this video is, biased or, against her. She's a very beautiful lady. I'll start off by saying that, very beautiful. I feel like she's very talented. When it comes to her career, there are certain things that she will need to be careful with. The first thing is her attitude. The energy that she gives off and the vibe is a very, can be judgmental at times. I know that she has gotten, she's been in the heat of the moment for saying things in the past about black women and using some, some derogatory words, which I'm pretty sure she is sorry for saying that, and I'm pretty sure she has addressed that as well. But I do feel like, where she's coming from is that she's been attacked a lot because of her background, her race. She's mixed or multiracial, so she's like part black, she's part Arab, I believe, Middle Eastern, like Arab, Arabian, and then I can't remember the last one, but she is a mixture of different, Italian. So she's of different descents. I'm pretty sure it goes beyond that, because when you go through like ancestry DNA, or ancestry DNA, or other, you 1, 2, 3 and me, whatever, those DNA sites, they break it down to different cultures and different, different categories. But when it comes to her soul, that's one of the things that she's going to have to really watch in order for have her career move forward. Because I do feel like when it comes to, her attitude and the way that she says things, it can come off kind of abrasive. It can come off kind of not a nice person, as not as, someone that doesn't know her, obviously, and that would be looking at her videos and doesn't really know her would see that energy. It's a very intense energy that she carries, but I do feel a lot of this is like a self-preservation, she's very sensitive to people talking about her life and criticizing her, because she's put her life out there, but to a certain point she realizes that it's part of being a YouTuber, it's part of being someone that is in the spotlight, whether you're a celebrity or you're a YouTuber, a vlogger. You're putting your life out there, and to a certain point, you have to, you don't have to take the abuse, obviously, but people are going to have an opinion about you regardless. And I do feel like she's at a point, where she doesn't care really what people say. So I feel like she does, kind of, tries not to get in that involved into the negativity that people, throw at her. But I do feel like she is constantly, private messaged, bullied, emailed, there's things that are thrown at her from people that are just jealous, or people that just, don't like her energy at all. Her energy and her attitude, like I said, is what's going to be the contributing factor. I feel like there will be problems working alongside other women in the industry. So that's something, with collabs, especially in the music industry that she's in, that's something to watch for, because she could easily get into like fights or get into some disagreements with people, other females in particular. And when it comes to men, I feel like she does vibe very well on the masculine side. Now, even though she's a female, we all have a duality of the female, the feminine side and the masculine side. With her, I do feel like she vibrates more on the masculine side, even though she's obviously very feminine on the outside and, very polished. She puts her makeup, gets her hair done, and, accessorizes. She still carries a male vibration, a very masculine vibration. And I think this is why she may mesh well with men, more with men than women. I do see that there will be some scandals in the spotlight with another female as well. And this is something that is going to, happen. I don't know if she's applied for like a TV reality series, kind of like on VH1. Some of those reality TVs like shows that like Cardi B was on. But I do feel like there's some kind of contract or some kind of pitching something, where they want to get her on, or maybe she's interested in getting onto a TV show. This is something, of course, we would still have to see. Very much like YouTube is like a TV show in itself already, but I'm talking about like being on a TV network. I feel like she would be very interesting to be on TV network, but I'm not sure she's ready for something like that. And again, I don't know anything about her, but I keep seeing like she would be someone that is going to be going in that direction. I feel like the casting crews and people that know her, she has connections that she's making, would be very interested in getting her into that. But again, her attitude is going to define exactly, how well she does, you know, in her career and who she goes with. And even with men, producers and people in the record company, she's going to have to really tame what she says or tone it down a lot, because I feel like she can get to that point where she's very verbal, and maybe even says things that, later on she regrets. I don't feel like she's a very happy person when it comes to her energy. I feel like there's a lot that weighs her down. And it's not that when I say she's not a happy person, it's not because she's a mean person, but I do feel like there's a lot of heaviness around her. Her aura is very heavy. There's a lot of drama in the background, just a lot of drama, worries that she has, worries about her life and her career, how far it's going to go. Now she's recently had a child, so there's motherhood that's looming over her and those responsibilities. And then people in the background, people who are either family members or friends, people that she has to interact with, and I feel like there's just a lot of drama there. The other thing that I get for her is that, with her career, it will, have some success. I don't feel like she's going to extremely be successful in the music industry. There may be a point at some point where she kind of is battling out with the record company, and they may drop her at some point. Drop her because they cannot. Sometimes that happens, in record companies. Lady Gaga was dropped from a company that she was signed on. There's a lot of other artists out there that are dropped at some point. Even JoJo, I think it was JoJo, I can't remember, but there were some other artists out there as well. But like with her, I feel like this is something that could possibly happen, if she's not careful. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on her from the record company to, post baby weight, to get that off and to look a certain way. And they may have her being very busy, booked with, her performances, appearances, things like that, that will take her away from essentially what she wants to do, is be around her child, even though she could easily take, the child. That's not a life to give the child, taking it, on the road while she travels. So she has some tough decisions ahead of her, but ultimately I feel like she's very, strategic. I see her doing some modeling, maybe, in the future. I don't know if she's ever done modeling for Fashion Nova, but something along those lines, that she could be scoring some deals and repping, some clothes. There is a lot of her trying to protect and preserve her personal life. She doesn't want it so much out there. So like her YouTube, I don't know if she puts herself out there with Clarence a lot, or her baby, but that may be some areas, that elements to her life that she wants to keep separate from other people. She wants to keep it more to herself. She doesn't want them to really know only what she wants them to know. In many ways, I do feel like she's someone that is very has a lot of spiritual ability and the gift of discernment, but what holds her back from opening that up and using it to make good decisions in her career in other areas is a lot of the worries that she has, and worrying about what other people are talking about her. Like I said, she has gotten to the point where she's kind of more, tuning them out, but to a certain level, that noise in the background bothers anyone, and it's normal. And I understand, being a YouTuber myself, at the end of the day, I can't take anything that anyone says personally, but I can block them and I can delete them. And that's something that I do, and I try to, a good suggestion for her. I don't know how she handles, hateful comments and stuff like that. But one of the good things that I had read somewhere or saw somewhere was someone else, another celebrity, was talking about, how they handled negativity, especially being on YouTube. And one of the things, or any platforms, any social media, it could be at Facebook that you're bullied or on Instagram. But what they had said was basically, something that I'm implementing myself. Like in the first thing in the morning, when people get up, it's so easy. We all want to check. The first thing we do is want to check our phones and check messages. And if you're a YouTuber, for me, I know that's true. I go a lot to my videos or to my emails, and my emails, I get notifications from YouTube comments and people that have subscribed to my channel. So it's like very easy to want to see, who's messaged you, who's inboxed you. But if you are starting off your morning like that, the first thing that you do when you wake up is, do that, and you're reading negativity, that's going to kill your vibe and your energy for the day. So one of the things that I had read and I have personally implemented is to ask myself, am I mentally and emotionally and spiritually okay to read this? And so I don't make it a priority anymore to read any of my emails or messages or comments that are made on my channel, until I am at a good spot in the day that I've woken up fully. I've had my first cup of coffee, I've eaten breakfast. I have, done the things that I need to do. And then I will, focus on that, at a later part in the morning or mid-afternoon. If I don't do that, then it, and I'm not, and I also have to be in it feeling good. If I don't, and I, read negative comments, I mean, negativity is negativity, so that's something that I suggest for her, and again, she is, her own woman, and she, is someone that is, has her own mindset. But, this is just like a tip, from spiritual advice for her, of what she could do to implement these tools to kind of keep herself more vibrating at a higher level, so she can, be more spiritual and use her God-given abilities that she has. With her career, I feel like she will continue to do music, but again, she may sign on with another record label or be independent later on. That's something to be, seen. As far as her YouTube, I feel like she's going to scale back somewhat. Especially when she's now in a career with music and stuff. There's a lot of promo that has to be done. There's a lot of stipulations and things like that. So we'll have to see how her YouTube career continues to pan out. But she opened up her own channel after having together with her partner. I think they have 3 channels altogether. She has 2 or 3 that she's in, or whatever, but she has like 3 point something million followers on her channel, and she's gained some respect from people, out there. She's very talented, like I said. And as far as her career, the sky's the limit, but she's going to have to be in that right mindset. And again, her attitude, her energy that she gives out, it's just going to be something that has to be monitored. So now I'm going to get into her love life. I'm going to focus on this guy, Clarence White. He's a very handsome man, obviously. That is her partner, is my understanding. Where they stand, they recently had a baby. And, this is where, who she's with right now. I think there's a lot of scrutiny on the relationship. And I don't feel like her current Clarence and her ex, get along at all. I get a lot of mixed energy. He's someone that's very balanced when I get into Clarence's energy. He's someone that's very balanced. I feel like he, is good at what he does career-wise. He's trying to, accelerate and, get to a certain level that he is happy with. I feel like he's very focused on that. When it comes to love, this is where I feel like these two are not going to make it very long. And again, this is just my insight. People don't have to agree. I'm not bashing her, and I'm not wishing her any bad on her relationship. I want it to work out. But, and I say this on a lot of, celebrity readings. When I see two people, if they're not soulmates or they're not compatible energy, it's just not going to work out. I feel like with her, she's gotten to a certain level where she could be considered kind of high maintenance. And I mean that in a very endearing way. A lot of people, I consider myself being, high maintenance. I'm kind of eccentric. I like, the finer things, but I'm willing to work for them. But at the same time with her, I feel like there's going to be pressures, things that she's going to be wanting that he may not be able to give her financially. There's going to be some tension here. I feel like she may start feeling like he is giving his attention or energy is somewhere else, and she's going to want that. I feel like she wants control over the relationship. And again, this is something that's going to cause problems down the road. So I don't feel like they are going to be together for too long. At some point, there is going to be a separation, and this would be due to cheating. And there's no two ways about it. I feel like he will eventually move on to someone else, even though he has a child with Queen Naija. And again, that's what I just get from Spirit. So, the future is unwritten, like I've said before. Things can change. Our free will can change. So, if she listens to this or someone on her team, and they give her this feedback, just know, Queen Naija, that I mean this with utmost respect for you and what you do. I don't mean anything in a negative manner. This is just what is coming from Spirit. And I am very, I don't sugarcoat anything. And I feel like you deserve to know this, and her fans and people that are listening deserve to know this, that, and I think a lot of you that are tuning in may be able to see this and see that this won't work out in the long run. I feel like, she's clinging onto him. There's some level of unhealthy codependency in this relationship. And I feel like it's from her, depending on Clarence a little bit more, and I feel like now that fatherhood has set in for him, and parenthood for the both of them, things are definitely going to be totally different than they have been in the past. So, he's going to want to explore different relationships. I feel like, even though he is a father now, things are just a little different here. But this is what I'm getting from Spirit. And, other than that, I feel like, she's on her way to be, continue to be in the spotlight. She's going to do good things, but yeah, she needs to focus. If she wants to save the relationship with Clarence, it's going to be like a lot of her insecurities will need to kind of be put back in the control that she's wanting, and kind of let him be in control and be in the lead. If you understand what I'm saying, as far as energetically speaking, and that way things can work out. So I wish them all the best. Blessings and love and light for all of you that are tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And if you would like to book a private reading with me, a psychic reading, I do everything from romance, career, finances, mediumship, past life. So if you want some kind of reading like that, you can go to my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light to all of you. And thank you for tuning in, and have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world.